Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are doing good. The 55-year long wait is over for England, and what a day it was for the English. The crowd was absolutely crazy seeing the team get the job done. Some were in tears, and you could understand why it meant so much for England. Decades and decades of failure, years and years of going into major tournament and not performing really left the English fans disheartened. They had good teams going into major competitions. Off the top of my head, I think about the golden generation, the times when England were blessed with the likes of Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, Rio Ferdinand, Wayne Rooney, John Terry, Ashley Cole. All these players played amazing football at the club level. They had incredible talent, players who were leaders for their respective club. They won a good number of trophies there, but for some reason when these players came together at the international stage, England as a team faltered. For some reason they did not meet the expectations. We have heard it from the legends itself that the animosity that they had towards each other due to the club rivalries prevented England from doing well at the international stage, and this is where Gareth Southgate comes in. A number of managers were hired and fired during the years of failure, but Gareth Southgate understood that England needed to be united in order to challenge for a trophy. They needed to fix the defensive problems as well. The two agendas became his priority, and certainly we have seen England doing much better. They had a good run in the 2018 World Cup, they have had a good Euros as well. The current English squad does not have as many superstars as the earlier squads possessed. Certainly in terms of individual quality, England had better squads before, but this team is more successful because you can see a sense of togetherness in this side. The bonding is much better. Gareth Southgate has done a good job trying to bring harmony in the side. There's a sense of unity, and that is the most important reason why England have come close to glory. Now, having said that, let's have a look at the happenings of the game. England fielded a strong squad yesterday. They set up in the 4-2-3-1 formation. There was Harry Kane leading the line. Raheem Sterling and Saka were in charge of providing width to the side. Mason Mount was playing in the hole just behind the striker, and he was supported by the double pivot of Rice and Phillips. And about the Danish side, they had some notable names like Damsgaard, Christensen, Mael, Simon Kjær, and most notable of all, Kasper Schmeichel. And on paper, they set up in the 3-4-3, but we know with this formation, the two wing-backs often join the defensive line to make a back five, and this was a necessity for Denmark. England had two flamboyant wingers on either side. Both had pace and the ability to make dynamic individual runs, and going to a back five without the ball was something that Denmark needed to do. But here, the role of Harry Kane cannot be underrated. He was drifting in between the lines, he was dropping deep to get the ball from the midfielders. At times he turned into a primary chance creator for England. He was making some defense cutting passes, he was putting in some dangerous crosses, and the first goal for England saw the involvement of the striker. It was Harry Kane who put in a ball in behind for Saka. Saka pulled it in to find Sterling, but unfortunately for Denmark, Simon Kjær, in an attempt to clear, only managed to put the ball in his own net, and to say the truth, these passes can be very tough to deal with. He had Sterling running in behind, and had he not got to the ball, Sterling would have surely put that in. But that goal was significant for England because it was not just the equalizer, but many football pundits and fans of England wondered how the team would react after going a goal down. As we all know, England had not conceded a single goal before the match, and the goal that they conceded yesterday was an absolutely unstoppable goal. It was Mikkel Damsgaard who took the free kick. It was a sensational goal, a thunderbolt. It went like a bullet. It went over the wall. The dip was simply perfect, and Jordan Pickford couldn't react to the pile driver. He just couldn't anticipate that the ball would be coming towards goal at such a great pace, and it truly was a magnificent goal to watch. It was probably one of the best goals of the Euros. So after this dramatic event, when England were behind, the fans, the analysts all wanted to see how England were going to respond going down in the match, and to their liking, they did get the response which they desired to see. England quickly equalized after conceding, and going into half-time, the scores were level. It was a good half of football, and what we also have to do here is give a lot of credit to Denmark. I remember England were playing a very high line in the initial stages of the first half. There was an instance where the ball was chipped over the defense for the Danish man running in behind, but fortunately for England, Kyle Walker was there to clear the danger, but that acted as an early warning sign for England. After that move played out, the England defenders took a step back. The attackers of England as well had started the game in attack mode. They wanted to go after the Danish defense at times, almost like the Ukraine game, but this time round, Denmark were more prepared, and any mistake here in defense for England could have been very costly. So what we saw was that England then focused on maintaining the defensive shape without the ball. Denmark as well, after winning the ball in the middle of the park, tried to take the sting out of the game. They would try try to keep the ball, the defenders would knock it around, pass it to each other in the back line, and this helped in tackling the momentum that England had built in the early minutes. That was good work by the team in red, and yes, Denmark were there in England to put up a proper fight. The game couldn't be settled in the next 45 minutes as well, but let's talk about the decisive goal, and this is where all the controversy starts. From having 2 balls on the pitch to England getting a very soft penalty, it had drama written all over it. In my opinion, it's difficult to see how that was given as a penalty. Sterling was on his way down, maybe there was a minor contact, but I think England were very lucky there, and even the commentators felt that Sterling had made a meal of the situation. England were handed a penalty, and after that we see these images. Kasper Schmeichel had a laser in his face while he attempted to stop Harry Kane's penalty, and I don't know how credible these images are, but if it's true, it's an absolute disgrace. It probably was an English fan desperate to see his team win, but these things are against the spirit of the game, and stooping down to this level is just embarrassing. The authorities should find out who the culprit was and enforce a strict ban on this person. These things cannot be tolerated. Anyways, Kasper Schmeichel was ready for the task. He wasn't bothered by the laser. It did save the penalty, but he was unable to hold on, and Harry Kane in the follow-through handed England the lead, and I feel sorry for Schmeichel here. He was brilliant in the match and came up with some top-class saves. He was my man of the match, but after the second goal, it felt like England would go through. The Danish players were looking tired, and England had a plethora of talented players to call upon from the bench, so it was always going to be an uphill task for Denmark, and Denmark obviously would have felt hard done by for the way the game ended. There was a high chance that the game could have gone to penalties, but Denmark can surely take great pride in the way they played in the tournament. Playing in the semi-final is an achievement. They have shown some heroic act with the Eriksen incident, and you can't help but wonder what could have happened had Eriksen played in the match. Certainly, his presence would have made a difference. But leaving aside the ifs and buts, we have the stage set for the final. England would be taking on Italy, and it would be a fantastic battle. 2 teams who have been defensively good and who have some explosive players up front. It would be a fantastic tactical battle between Southgate and Mancini, and on the 11th, we will find out who will run away with the crown. So that is all I have in this video. Do let me know, what did you think about the penalty incident and the performance of England? Do you think England have shown enough to stump the Italians? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care and have a good day.